Good morning to all of you. Welcome to this editorial session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Before we go to the editorial analysis, as usual, I want you guys to have a look at the words which you're going to learn today. Besides these 10 words, you're going to learn some more words. The first one, blanket ban. What is the meaning of the expression blanket ban? It means complete ban. The second word, retaliation. Many of these words are rather easy from today's editorial. Retaliate means counter-attack, to retaliate, to counter-attack, to give back, to fight back. And solidarity, that's an important word. It means unity. Lauded means praised. Prophylaxis means preventive treatment. That's a medical term. Hoarding has got two different meanings. As a verb, it means, one of the meanings, to store something illegally. Hoarding, as a noun also, it means the same. But as a noun, hoarding has another meaning. It means a big advertisement board. British English, we say hoarding, and American English, they say billboard. Ramping up. Ramp up means to increase, to take it to a different level altogether. Run out of something. You have got this many a time. Run out of money, run out of ideas means what? To use something completely. Anecdotal means something that is not authentic, something that is based on incidents or events, and it is more, it goes with narration. And efficacy, that's an important word, means efficiency. So these are the words you're going to learn from today's editorial. Besides these, there are 4 articles from the page, from the editorial page. The first one is on the left, the short editorial, In Time of Need. Today I'm going to spend time on this, In Time of Need. And the second one, Victory in Defeat, that talks about the U.S. presidential election. It goes with Sanders. He has gone out of the race. Not very important for us. The third one, the main editorial talks about a time for extraordinary action. Extraordinary. Usually I ask students, what is the difference between ordinary and extraordinary? The word extra time, extra effort, extra interest, extra dedication. That makes a person an extraordinary person. Here it talks about a time for extraordinary action. And there's one more article, a double whammy for India-Gulf economic ties. Whammy has a negative connotation. It means trouble. It means something like negative, not a positive thing. These are the 4 articles, but today we are going to spend time on the first one, In Time of Need. So what does it mean? Let us have a look. But before that, what is the enrichment from effective English point of view? Today, there are 2 phrasal verbs. You may wonder, why only 2? Breakdown has got 3 meanings, and break in has got 2 meanings. So 3 plus 2 total 5. And a little confusing. You have to find out the meanings of the 3 different meanings of breakdown and 2 different meanings of break in. Then there are 5 idioms. Apple of somebody's eye, eat humble pie, very important. They have given many a time in competitive exams. Big apple, to be nuts about something, above the salt. This is again a new pattern. Of these 5 idioms, you see the meanings, but one of the meanings is not correct. You have to find out that one. Now let us go to the editorial. What is this editorial about? This editorial is all about the decision taken by the government, Indian government. Initially, what is a decision? Initially, it banned the malaria drug. What is a drug? Hydroxychloroquine. And later, what happened? Within no time, it changed its stand and it has lifted the ban. It lifted the ban. And against which backdrop? What was the backdrop? The US President Donald Trump warned of retaliation. The editorial says because it changed the stand, initially it banned the drug, later it lifted the ban. It looks like, at the outset, it looks like Indian government has yielded or gave in to the statement made by Donald Trump, the warning given by Donald Trump. But the editorial says it is not like that. At the time of the crisis, now every country is under crisis, the entire world is in crisis, and at the time of crisis, many countries have been cooperating with one another, and India also is ready to cooperate and do the needful in the time of need, at the time when it is required. It is ready to cooperate. We have to see this particular stand from in that light. That's what the editorial talks about. Then the editorial talks about how India, what is the stand of India when it comes to the pharmacy industry, lauded as a pharmacy of the global south. India has been lauded as the pharmacy of the global south. Then it talks about at the time of crisis, India has been depending on other countries. It may have to depend if the crisis worsens. It also talks about at this juncture, this particular stand taken by the Indian government, it has to use this stand later at a later stage when it comes to the bilateral ties between India and the US. Then the editorial talks about why this drug has become so popular. Internationally, the reason for that, Donald Trump has endorsed this particular drug. He has, because of that, this drug has become very popular. Domestically, this has been recommended by ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research, as prophylaxis, means what? Preventive treatment. And the editorial says later it was banned for three reasons rather. The first one, to stop self-medication. Second one, to stop hoarding. And the third one, it is required for some patients who suffer from rheumatoid arthritis. Then it talks about India's production capacity. India, there are three major pharmaceutical companies. India can produce 200 million hydroxychloroquine tablets each month. It talks about the production capacity of these pharma companies. Then it also talks about these, if the situation demands, these companies can ramp up production, means what? Increase production. Then at the end of the editorial talks about this particular thing, the drug being useful for COVID-19, the virus. It has to be confirmed. For that, further research is required to find out the efficacy of the drug. That's what the editorial talks about. So this editorial is all about the decision, why it was taken, and how it looks at the outset, but what exactly the intention behind, and it is on the appreciative note and how it has to be used. Now let us have a look at each sentence and see what is there to learn. In the time of need, at the time of crisis, when something is required, in time of need, India has responded well. It lifted the ban on export of this anti-malaria drug. Initially, there was a blanket ban. Later, it lifted the ban. Irrespective of whether India bowed to US pressure, bow means, it has many meanings. As a noun, it has a different connotation. Here, it has been used as a verb. As a verb means to bend your head or your body a little forward as a mark of respect. Irrespective of whether India bowed to US pressure, it is unlikely to run out of the drug. So that is not important whether India has yielded, India has gave in, that is not important. Irrespective of that fact, the editorial says India is unlikely to run out of the drug. India is not going to run out of the drug. What is the reason? It talks about the production capacity. What is it? 200 million tablets each month, and we have three major pharma companies. Then it comes to the decision, that is a backdrop. After imposing a blanket ban on the export of anti-malaria drug, hydroxychloroquine on April 4th, without exemptions on humanitarian or other grounds, India reversed the policy 2 days later. Within 2 days, it reversed the decision. Which decision? After imposing a blanket ban, that's an important expression. Blanket ban means what? Complete ban on the export of anti-malaria drug. Which drug is it? Hydroxychloroquine on April 4th, without exemptions, no exemptions whatsoever, on humanitarian or other grounds. Even humanitarian ground, they didn't want to change the decision. But unfortunately or fortunately, India reversed the policy 2 days later. The decision to reverse the ban was made public hours after US President Donald Trump warned of retaliation. Retaliation, an important word, means what? Counter-attack. The decision to reverse the ban was made public. The change in the decision was made public hours after US President Donald Trump warned of retaliation if India withheld supplies of the drug, for which orders had already been placed. The US had already placed orders, and they didn't want India to ban the export of the drug. So it said the US President Donald Trump warned of retaliatory measures. So at the outset, then the editorial talks about how it looks at the outset. Given the circumstances, it would be difficult to believe that the decision to lift the restriction was taken independent of US pressure. So within hours, within 2 days, they changed the stand. It is very difficult to believe that India did not yield to the US pressure. It looks like that. But the editorial presents other information, contradictory information, using the word but. What is it? But the pandemic has seen several countries displaying solidarity and cooperation, providing essential supplies to others, even while tackling the novel coronavirus in their own backyards. So what is this information which goes against what looks apparently? But the pandemic has seen several countries displaying solidarity. There's one important word here. Solidarity means what? Unity. And cooperation, providing essential supplies to others, even while tackling the novel coronavirus in their own backyards. In the past, the traditional houses, they would have open space in front of the building or behind, and the open space in front of the house is known as front yard, and behind is known as backyard. Now we don't come across the front yard, the backyard. These words have become rather outdated. One of the reasons today it is all apartment culture. We don't come across independent houses, only rarely. Then also we may not come across the front yard and the backyard. So this sentence talks about the solidarity among the nations at the time of the crisis. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's message to Mr. Trump that India shall do everything possible to help humanity's fight against COVID-19 should therefore be seen in that light. So it should not be seen like intimidation because of the intimidation from the US. It should be seen from a different light. In that light, what does it mean? Cooperation. All the countries have been cooperating with one another at the time of the crisis while simultaneously handling the problems at back home. So it talks about that. Then the editorial talks about India's position when it comes to pharmacy industry and how it has been cooperating with other countries and how to use this particular decision. Lauded as a pharmacy of the global south. There is one important word here, lauded. Excuse me. Lauded means what? Praised, appreciated. Lauded as a pharmacy of the global south, India's decision to export the drug on humanitarian grounds to neighboring countries and others that have been badly hit by the pandemic is welcome. So this is a good thing. It has to be appreciated. It is welcome. Till recently, India relied solely on other countries for test supplies and may look to others for essential materials if the situation worsens. This talks about mutual dependence. Also, India may have much to gain from the US in the future by this diplomatic act of supplying the drug at a crucial time. So this again, there's a positive side. What is it? India may have much to gain from the US in the future by this diplomatic act of supplying the drug at a crucial time. The sudden demand, now the editorial talks about why so much demand for this particular drug. The sudden demand for hydroxychloroquine across the world arose after Mr. Trump championed it as treatment for COVID-19 patients. Championed, here it means promoted. He repeatedly said the same thing. It is the best thing for treatment for COVID-19. So the demand for hydroxychloroquine across the world arose after Mr. Trump championed it as treatment for COVID-19 patients. Then the editorial talks about domestically why it became very popular. The drug became much sought after, means what? Everyone wanted the drug, much sought after in India. After the Indian Council of Medical Research approved its use as prophylaxis, that's an important word. Prophylaxis means what? Preventive treatment for novel coronavirus by certain categories of people on March 23rd. Then it became very popular domestically. And because of that, the government banned immediately for 3 reasons. 2 days later, the drug was placed in the restricted category for export and included in Schedule H1 on March 26th to prevent its sale over the counter within the country, thereby preventing one self-medication and the other hoarding. There's an important word here, hoarding. Means what? To store something illegally. One meaning. As a noun, it means a big advertisement board. And the third factor, this was also to ensure its availability to people with rheumatoid arthritis and other conditions. 3 reasons it banned. India has a production capacity. Now the editorial talks about, at the fag end of the editorial, it talks about the production capacity, and India will never run out of the supply of that particular drug. And what is required, something more is required, and it talks about that. India has a production capacity of 200 million hydroxychloroquine tablets of 200 mg strength each month. 200 million tablets each month, and 3 well-established pharmaceutical companies make the drug. While the capacity is sufficient to meet the current demand, the companies are confident of ramping up production if the need arises. If the companies have to produce more, they are confident of ramping up, increasing production. From 200 million, they may take it to 300 million perhaps. In all likelihood, in the short term, India might not run out of. The editorial starts on this particular note. In all likelihood, by all means, in the short term, immediately, India might not run out of hydroxychloroquine, as the National Task Force for COVID-19 had relied on weak anecdotal evidence to make the recommendation. So anecdotal, there's one important word. In this context, it means not authentic, not reliable. It is based on incidents or events or hearsay. Though the US Food and Drug Administration issued an emergency use authorization for the drug to treat COVID-19 patients on April 17, the Atlanta-based Centers for Disease Control and Prevention revised its position, saying there is no drug available to prevent or treat COVID-19. This goes against what the initial statement it provided. Now, how does the editorial end? Clearly, based on this, clearly, more research work is needed to establish the efficacy of the drug. What is required here? The editorial says more research work is needed to establish the efficacy of the drug. There's one important word here, efficacy. It means what? Efficiency of the drug. That's all about the editorial, and you don't come across a lot of words, only 10 or 12. Many of these words are rather easy to handle. What is the first one? Bow. Bowed means bend forward as a mark of respect. Easy one. Blanket ban. Important one, but easy to guess. Total and complete prohibition. Easy to remember, easy to guess the meaning of that particular expression. Retaliation. This is also not that difficult, quite familiar. Retaliate. Retaliate goes with everyday English as well as effective English. Means what? Counter attack. Solidarity, an important word, but it is used regularly. Solidarity means what? Unity. And this is also an easy one. Tackling, it goes with everyday English. Tackle the problem, deal with the problem, addressing the problem. Lauded, admired, appreciated, easy word. Prophylaxis, this is a medical term, rather important. Preventive treatment. Next, hoarding. Hoarding means what? Storing illegally in this context. This is an important word. Ramping up. Ramp, it goes with fashion shows. A long thing, platform, that is known as a ramp. Walk on the ramp. But here ramp has been used as a verb. Ramp up, ramping up means what? To increase. Ramping up the production capacity. Run out of. You have got this many a time. It is an important idiomatic expression. It also goes with the phrasal verbs. Run out of money, run out of ideas, run out of something. Means what? Exhaust a supply of something. To use something completely. Anecdotal, unreliable, not reliable. Efficacy, an important word. Anecdotal is also an important word. Effectiveness. And what is the word of the day? Retaliate. Word profile. Retaliate is a verb. Make an attack in return for a similar attack. In a way, it is counter attack. Word forms. Retaliate, verb form. It's a regular verb. Retaliate, retaliated, retaliated. Retaliatory. Usually it is used as an adjective. What is the adjective form of this word? Retaliatory, adjective. And retaliation, noun form. Word combinations. Retaliatory measures, retaliatory violence, retaliatory act. These are the typical combinations. What are the synonyms? Fight back, strike back, counter attack, get even, reciprocate. But generally, retaliate has a negative connotation. Do remember that. And reciprocate could be Usually it has a positive connotation. Rarely it takes a negative connotation. Meaning-wise, it is the same. You get something, you give back the same thing, reciprocate. But positive, we use the word reciprocate. Negative, we use the word retaliate. What is the example? He urged people not to resort to retaliatory violence. Resort to, take to. He urged people not to resort to retaliatory violence. Now, grammar point of view, what to recollect, irrespective of whether bow to US pressure. So, irrespective of, that's an important expression. Irrespective of the training, irrespective of the treatment, irrespective of something. And it continues. The decision to reverse the ban was made public. Was made public. This is in past tense, passive voice. They made it public. It was made public. Please remember, past tense, passive voice. If India withheld supplies of the drug for which orders had already been placed, usually the word already goes with present perfect. But here, English has rules, English has exceptions. But here it goes with past perfect. What is the reason? If India withheld supplies of the drug for which orders had already been placed, already it happened in the past, then something else happened. So the first action we should use past perfect. Given the circumstances, that is the standard expressions, given the circumstances, given the present scenario, given the present situation, remember those expressions. India shall do everything possible to help humanity's fight against COVID-19. India shall do everything. The helping verb shall, it talks about a different function altogether, and it goes because if you take will and shall, if you refer to future actions, will and shall, they go only with first person singular and first person plural. That means I and we. But shall as a helping verb, it has many functions. One of the functions, it is used in rules and regulations. Others that have been badly hit by the pandemic have been badly hit. This is in present perfect, passive voice. That you should recollect. India may have much to gain. May have much. May talks about a possibility and the chances are more. 2 days later, the drug was placed in the restricted category for export. The drug was placed. They placed the drug, past tense. The drug was placed, again past tense, but passive voice. These things you have to recollect. And reading comprehension skill. What are the likely questions? A typical question, what is this editorial about? You should be able to write about the editorial. You may wonder why these questions. I don't know how many of you have been writing the answers for these questions. If you write, I'm sure that will help you in the long run, especially when it comes to the descriptive paper. And do remember that descriptive paper, it can make or break your selection. A lot of people don't do well when it comes to the descriptive paper. But every day you have been getting the questions. You make it a habit in the knowledge bank notebook. Make it a habit to write the answers. I'm sure you will be able to get maximum in the descriptive paper. And that will fetch you the competitive edge. So when I give this question, it may look very simple. What is this editorial about? But you have to write a paragraph, the gist of the editorial. You have to write about the editorial in a nutshell. Then what happens? You develop your writing skill. That will help you in the descriptive paper. And tomorrow, if you get a question related to that particular topic, then group discussion or interview, you will be able to answer without any hesitation. What is the reason? You have already written about that particular topic. So do remember, this question looks very simple, but it's an important question. I want you guys to write the answer, short paragraph, own sentences. What is this editorial about? When you ask yourself, you should be able to tell or you should be able to write. That results in clear thinking. That will help you in the long run. What was the decision to reverse the ban made public? When was the decision? 2 days later. I think immediately after hours, Donald Trump's retaliatory measures, hours after that, the decision was made public. Why did the sudden demand for hydroxychloroquine across the world arise? Across the world, because of Donald Trump. He made it very popular. And what had the National Task Force for COVID-19 relied on? It relied on anecdotal evidence, not reliable, based on events or hearsay. What is the production capacity of India when it comes to hydroxychloroquine tablets of 200 mg strength? and 200 million tablets each month. That is the production capacity. And one more thing, this is purely based on explicit information. This is also based on explicit information. This is also based on explicit information. And all the questions are based on explicit information. That means what? In the passage, in the editorial, you see, based on these keywords, you see the answer. When you make it a habit to write the answers related to explicit information, that helps you in the exam. It will be easy for you to answer the questions related to explicit information. So do make it a habit to write the answers. And they may look very simple, but when you write, that results in clarity in thinking, and also it helps when it comes to improving your writing skill. That is very important from the descriptive paper point of view. Now it is time to work on your language proficiency. Have a look at these words and also try to get the part of speech. After that, the meaning. I will wait for your response. Then let's see how it goes. The first one, blanket ban. What is, a lot of students have responded. That's right, it is a noun. Ban, only if you take ban, that could be a verb. Please remember, it's a regular verb. Ban, banned, banned. Blanket ban, obviously it's a noun. What is the answer? D is the answer. Total and complete prohibition. Absolutely right. Go to the second one. What is the second one? Retaliation. I have given word of the day is retaliate. So retaliation. Which form is it? To noun, that is absolutely right. But also think of retaliate verb, retaliatory, adjective. What is the answer? F, what is F? Counter attack. Absolutely right. Today there are a lot of new patterns, new exercises. I'm sure you will find them quite challenging. Solidarity. They have shown the solidarity. What is the part of speech and what is the meaning? That's right, counter attack, that is over. Third one is also a noun. And what is the answer? G is the answer. Unity. Show solidarity means what? Show unity. That's right. Laud. Laud is a verb. Lauded means what? Appreciated, approved, admired, and it is a verb. It could be an adjective as well. Please go to the fourth one. Fourth one is a verb, could be an adjective. Lauded efforts, lauded action, lauded measures. It could be, but actually it is a verb, lauded. And what is the meaning of that? A is the answer. What is A? Admired. That's right. Absolutely right. Go to the fifth one. This is, all these words are rather easy, but the fifth one, it's a medical term. Prophylaxis. It's a noun, that's right. And what is the answer? J is the answer. Preventive treatment. Treatment is a noun. Preventive treatment. So it is also, prophylaxis is also a noun. Answer is J. Very good. You have been doing well. Go to the sixth one. This is an important word. You get this quite often. Passages, bank exams point of view. This is an important one. So what is the sixth one? It is a verb. It is a noun. Please write both, verb and noun. Hoard is a verb. Hoarding could be a verb. It could be a noun. I want you guys to write both the parts of speech, noun and verb. And what is the meaning of that? Hoard. In this context, it means, this is not the exact meaning. This is another meaning. Please write, storing illegally. Storing something illegally. Storing something illegally. Hoarding. Usually it goes with petrol, it goes with provisions, it goes with something that is very important. Hoarding the petrol, hoarding the provisions. So, storing something illegally, that is the exact meaning. Based on that, what is the answer? Answer is B. B is the answer. Sixth one, B is right. Go to the seventh one. A lot of students have responded, ramp up. Ramp could be a noun. Only the word ramp is a noun. It goes with fashion shows. Walk on the ramp. The models, they walk on the ramp. And ramp up, it's a phrasal verb. And obviously it's a verb. What is the meaning of that? Ramping up. To increase. What is the answer? I is the answer. Go to the eighth one, run out of. It could be an idiomatic expression. It could be a phrasal verb. Ramp up is also a phrasal verb, that's right. And eighth one, you have got this many a time. It is better you write idiom, also write phrasal verb. 3 words, run out of. And what is the answer? H is the answer, absolutely. Exhaust a supply of something. To use something completely. And what is the ninth one? Anecdotal evidence. Part of speech, adjective. And what is the meaning of that? Unreliable. In this context, unreliable. Anecdotal evidence means what? Not authentic, not reliable. Efficacy, this is an important word, and this is an important expression. Then efficacy is an important word. What is the meaning, or what part of speech is it? Efficacy. Part of speech, noun. And what is the meaning? You are left with only one word. Which one is that? C. Effectiveness. Efficacy of the drug. Efficacy of the policy. Efficiency of something. That's an important word. Easy words, slowly, words are becoming rather easy. You must have noticed. Initially, we would come across very tough words. But of late, what I have seen, many of these words you have got many a time, and many of these words are rather easy. So this is what I said at the outset. Initially, you may come across a lot of tough words, new words, difficult words. When almost a month is over, now it is today's 10th, a month and 10 days. See how easy it is becoming. You got used to many of these words, and you can answer the question related to these words just like that, effortlessly, within no time. That is the best part when you do something repeatedly. 10, very good. I appreciate 𝐏𝐄𝐃𝐈𝐀. Meanings and parts of speech. That's wonderful. Now please go to errors. 1 or 2 are rather easy, but 2 are very difficult. 2 or 3 you can manage, and 2 are very difficult. That's very good, Vijayendra. I appreciate that. Yes, I have seen that. Thank you very much for the update. Please have a look at these sentences, lengthy sentences, unfamiliar context. Now everything is familiar. I'm sure you can handle these questions. You don't find them very difficult. But this is an important one. Please be careful. Sentence number 1. I will not give a clue, then it becomes a problem. Nothing wrong with the past month. Where is it? Nothing wrong with this. Nothing wrong with has. Nothing wrong with says also. Here, if you see a sentence like this, you should always respect the 5th option. Never ignore the 5th option. What is the 5th option? No error. This sentence is absolutely right. On what basis? Here, the reporting verb is in present tense. Already have learned reported speech. Statements, what is the first rule? If the reporting verb is in present tense, present perfect, or future tense, the tenses don't change to a corresponding past tense. Here, because the reporting verb is in present tense, the tenses don't change to a corresponding past tense. So has, it is correct. Has, this is also correct. Says, this is also correct. So what is the answer? Please respect the 5th option, no error. Don't always look for an error. Sometimes you have to look at the sentence from a different perspective and recollect the 5th option, no error. Now go to the second one. Second one, where is the error? This is rather easy. One student has already responded, Rajashekhar. Here, on Thursday, that goes into the past. Obviously, you cannot use has. It should be in past tense. So, the J&K Wildlife Department on Thursday decided you should not use the helping verb has or the had, also had. Only past tense. Only past tense. So, decided. Strike off the word has. And remember, it is related to past tense. Go to the third one. This is again very difficult. If you get this right, you're really good at English. 2 questions today, if you get them right, it is like you're very good at English. Higher level. It is outstanding. Please read the sentence very carefully. When I say, if you get this right, that is outstanding, you can't take it casually. You have to read the sentence meticulously. Only past, Shailaja, that's right. That is over. Please go to the next one. Have, be. Nothing wrong with this part. I will help you. Between. Where is, no, among is correct. Nothing wrong with that. No, among is also right. Been has to be there. Farmers have been among the hardest hit. Present perfect, we have used the helping verb to be as the main verb, past participle form. Nothing wrong with that. Among is right, already have said. No one has got it right so far. Read the sentence carefully, understand the context, see it goes with which particular group or which particular community. The sentence goes with fruit and vegetable farmers. No one has got it right. Here, products is not correct. Perishable, produce. What is the right word here? Products is not correct. It should be produce. Produce is the right word, not products. Facing major losses due to obstacles in harvesting and marketing their perishable produce. Not at all easy. It goes with agriculture. The context is agriculture. The context is related to farmers. Then we use the word produce, not products. Not easy. That's why I said if you get this right, it is outstanding. There's one more question. Not at all easy. It is difficult. Not difficult, very difficult. Please go to the next one. Next one is rather easy. Please go to the next one. Should not be a problem. Sentence number 4. It's a good one. Thank you. Sudhir. Sudhar. Okay, please go to the 4th sentence. A lengthy sentence looks like a paragraph. Nowadays, many competitive exams, especially bank exams, they have been giving lengthy sentences. Each sentence looks like a paragraph. Perishable, produce. Perishable goods also right, but goods and products both mean the same. In this context, you cannot use products, you cannot use goods. You have to use the word produce. Perishable produce. Because it talks about farmers, it talks about agriculture. The produce. That is the right word. Not products, not goods. Encouraged is not correct. Has also been. Here it should be encouraging. Which tense is that? Present perfect continuous. Encouraging. Has been encouraging. The CBSE has been encouraging. And please make a note, which tense is it? Present perfect continuous. Has been encouraging. You have been listening to me since 8 o'clock. I have been making or doing the editorial analysis since 8 o'clock. It has been going on. What is the use of present perfect continuous? Actions begin in the past, they come to the present, they may go into future. I started at 8. Now what time is it? 8:43. It is still going on. It will go till 9. Then we use present perfect continuous. Now this is easy. The last one is again very difficult. Try to get it right. Oh, Manasa has got it right. That's wonderful. within no time, and the first student. And one more, I think Neelakantam, that's very good. And Lakshmi has also got it right, Sai Shri. I appreciate all these students. Here, market uncertainty is not correct. It should be in the plural form. Uncertainties. Uncertainties. Not uncertainty. It should be in the plural form. Uncertainties. That's very good. Wonderful. I appreciate. I thought you would find it very difficult, but you responded within no time. About Harmony has also got it right. That's really good. Manas also has got it right. About 6 students. Now have a look at closed test. Should not be that difficult. A regular pattern. 5 blanks. 3 is also good at this stage. Be happy because you're not getting a lot of time. What I appreciate here, you're getting only a few seconds and you're responding so fast, so well. That is highly appreciable. 3 out of 5, please excuse me. 3 out of 5 also you should be very happy. And 5, all the 5 correct, outstanding. Highly admirable. Please go to the closed test, a regular pattern. What is the context? Indian economy, impact of the virus on Indian economy. Please read carefully. 1.5, what is it? Posing dramatic problems. No, that is not right. The first blank, dramatic problems is not correct. 1.5 is not correct. A few students have said 1.2 is also not correct. 1.4 is correct. Who is that? Difficult to, so many names. So 1.4, grave problems. Grave has got 2 different meanings. One, it could be a noun, it could be an adjective. Noun, graveyard, grave, where a dead body is kept. There it's a noun. Graveyard is also a noun, compound noun. But here, grave problems, grave situation. Grave means what? Serious. Serious problems. Here it is an adjective. The first blank answer, 4th word, what is it? Grave problems. Serious problems. Grave situation, serious situation. Go to the second one. Second one, a few students say dramatic. The Indian economy was in dramatic. No, not at all right. Second one, who is this? Sindhuja has got it right, and Monica has got it right, and some more. Venki has got it right. The first one, this is an important one. Dire straits means what? Very bad situation, very bad condition. The Indian economy was in dire straits. I want you guys to remember this expression, an important expression. It means what? Very bad situation. Very bad situation. The Indian economy was in dire straits even before COVID-19 reached our shores. Go to the third one. Yes, 2-1. Go to the third one. Specifically, the lockdown and other movement restrictions backed by scientific and political. Third one is rather easy. Yes, a few students have got it right. Consensus, unanimous opinion, understanding. Consensus means what? Same opinion, no conflict, consensus. It goes with opinion. And redundancy, consensus of opinion, that is not right. Consensus, enough. You don't have to say of opinion. Now go to the fourth one. Consensus on their inevitability have directly led to a what? Here you have to use, yes, the word dramatic slowdown. Dramatic slowdown in economic activity across. What are you left with? The third one. What is the third one? Across the board. Across the board, everywhere. Has anyone got all the 5 correct? That is highly appreciable. All the 5 correct, I really appreciate. Because some words in dire straits, not a familiar one, and grave has 2 different meanings and 2 different parts of speech. It could be a noun, it could be an adjective. And dramatic usually doesn't go with this context, but they have used. And dramatic slowdown means to a great extent. 3 also should be extremely happy. Please remember, the very fact that you're responding, that is highly appreciable. 2, 3, whatever the number, slowly you will be able to improve. Now please go to this para-jumble, a new pattern today. What is it? You see 6 sentences, the first one and the last one, correct position. You don't have to touch. You have to work on A, B, C, D. You have to get the correct order of these 4 parts. 4 is also highly appreciable. All the 5, wonderful. Every day is not Sunday, smart Purna. That's a good expression. Please go to this para-jumble, 1 and 6. You don't have to touch. You have to work on A, B, C, D. What is the correct order? This is also an interesting one. These people are very popular across the world. They are known for 6 Sigma practices. And who are these people? Bombay, Mumbai, Dabbawalas. Dabbawalas, rather. 1B. Less than a month ago, they ensured that home-cooked food reached thousands every day on the dot, remember the expression, exact time, across this bustling megapolis. Bustling means full of activity. Megapolis, a big city, a very big city. 1, it is B. No. Here, tell me the first one. 1, it is not B. B is not correct. A lot of students say B. No. Answer is C. Yet, contrasting information. Yet, today, the iconic Dabbawalas of Mumbai are staring at starvation as a 21-day nationwide lockdown has left them without a livelihood. Give me a minute. No. Here it is. Less than a month ago, they ensured that home-cooked food reached thousands every day on the dot across this bustling megalopolis. No. Yes. Yet today. That is right. No. Please go ahead. First one is what? Yet today, the iconic Dabbawalas of Mumbai are staring at starvation as a 21-day nationwide lockdown has left them without a livelihood. Nothing is missing. Nothing is missing, Mahesh. Please go ahead. Here C is the first one. Next one should not be a problem. Yes, that is right. What is the next one? On March 19, the Dabbawalas, who have been an integral part of the city's history for more than a century, had announced, these two are related, BD. So what is the next one? CBD. CBD. Yes, that's right. Less than a week later, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced a complete lockdown, with almost all workplaces switching to work from home. There is now no demand for their services. This is the last one. So, CBDA. Now, let us see how it goes. Less than a month ago, they ensured that home-cooked food reached thousands every day on the dot across this bustling megapolis. Yet, today, the iconic Dabbawalas of Mumbai are staring at starvation as a 21-day nationwide lockdown has left them without a livelihood. Then, on March 19th, the Dabbawalas, who have been an integral part of the city's history for more than a century, had announced that they would be suspending services in the light of corona crisis. And after that, less than a week later, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced a complete lockdown. And the last one is the sixth one. Not easy under pressure, but this is the actual order. 1 CBDA6, that is right. Who has got this one right? That is highly appreciable. Now, this is a new exercise, completely new. Please listen to me first, don't respond. It is quite challenging, I do agree, Nagamani. Now, phrases related. This is a new exercise for the first time I have brought. Here you see 3 phrases in yellow color. You have to choose the correct phrase. 3 phrases, only 1 phrase is correct. Each sentence you find 3 phrases and only 1 is correct. You could talk in terms of first phrase, 1, 2, 3. You have to mention question number and which phrase is correct. Oh, that's very good, Pratik. I appreciate that. Please go to phrases, a new exercise. We are running out of time. We don't have a lot of time. Economic impact. Even before the full impact of COVID-19 on the health of Indians is clear, the economic impact answer is the second one. Of the measures required to deal with the pandemic are already posing grave problems. Of the measures, I will take the correct phrase. Okay, 1, 2, that's right. Go to the second sentence. This goes with the US context. Impact of. How can you decide? Impact of. The word impact takes the preposition of based on prepositional combination. Go to the second one. Here you see 3 phrases. Found the going tough, found the going tougher, found going tough. What is the correct one? Which one is the right one? Take some time. These for the first time you have come across, and also lengthy sentences. Found going tough, one student says. And Nagamani says, found the going tough. Aman also says, found the going tough. The second one, the answer, found the going tough. The first one is the answer. Found the going tough. Rajshekhar, a lot of students, not easy to read out. But do remember, the second sentence, found the definite article, the should be there. Found the going tough. Found going tough is not correct. Found the going tougher is not at all correct. Go to the third one. Mr. Sanders found the going tough. Go to the third one. Yes, Mahesh, that is right. 2. The second one, the first phrase. Mr. Trump has of late blamed the global health body. Third one is rather easy. What is a clue for you? Blame. Blame someone for something. So what is in the failures not correct? Of the failures not correct? It should be the first one. For the failures. Mr. Trump has of late blamed the global health body for the failures of his own administration. Blame for. Please remember the combination. Blame for and impact of. Here, this is a standard expression. Found the going tough. Go to the fourth one. Refusing for the months, refusing during months, refusing for months. What is the answer? The fourth one. Please go to sentence number 4. Fourth one. Second one is not correct. Please have a look at it. Manasa has got it right, and also a lot of students have got it right. Answer. The third one. Refusing for the months, not correct. Refusing during months, no. Refusing for months to comply with Europe's new digital copyright law. Refused for months together. Refusing for months. Go to the last one. This is rather easy, should not be a problem. Yes, Lakshmi, that's right. Refusing for months. Please go to the next one. Around 500 million people, this is very scary, scary news. Around 500 million people could be pushed into, can be pushed into, could pushed into. What is the answer? Fifth one, the first one is correct. It talks about a possibility. Chances are less. It is not can, and this is ruled out, not grammatically correct. Could be pushed into. I would like to have your feedback. How do you find this exercise? Easy or difficult? Useful, not useful? And what is a word map? Anecdotal, unreliable, reported, based on hearsay, this is important, unscientific, incidental, based on incidents or events, and fictional, created, imagination. So, only one word, you have to consider this also. When we talk about English novels, we have two types, fiction, non-fiction. Fiction means what? Imagination. And non-fiction, factual, useful. One or two are rather difficult. Initially, I'll make everything simple and easy. Slowly, I will raise the standards. So for the first time, it has to be easy, it has to be simple. Then you feel like doing it, you get motivated, and you find it interesting. Slowly, I raise the standards, then you will get prepared, you will be ready for the exam. Now have a look at, it's already 9, please do it very fast. You see the phrasal verbs, broke down, broke down, broke down. 3 sentences and 3 different meanings. So try to find out, first sentence, what is the answer? Our car broke down at the side of the highway in the snowstorm. 1C. Are you going from this side? Divide into smaller parts. Okay, I will consider that. C is correct. Our teacher broke the final project down into 3 separate parts. Answer, divide into smaller parts. And stop functioning, 2A, that is also right. Our car broke down, stop functioning, stop working. And what is the next one? Please go to the get upset. 3 is also easy. 3 is B. What is it? The woman broke down when the police told her that her son had died. Got upset. And break in. Somebody broke in last night and stole our stereo. What is the answer? Interrupt. No. To enter by force. Answer here. Somebody broke in last night and stole the D is the answer. What is the last one? Interrupt. The TV station broke in to report the news of the president's death. Answer E. Has anyone got all the 5 correct? These are rather confusing. Same phrasal verb, different meanings. You may get something like this in the exam. Under pressure, not easy. Who says I have got all the 5 correct? Now have a look, the last one, it's already 2 past 9. One student has been posting, sir, please provide the PDF. At this stage, I cannot say anything about that, providing the PDF. I will consider, sooner or later, I will try to provide, but wait for some time. Please have a look at the idioms. And first you listen to the instructions. Here you see 5 idioms. 4 idioms, the meanings are correct. And 1 idiom, the meaning is not correct. You have to identify that particular idiom, that particular sentence. Then I will give the correct meaning. If you are nuts about something, you are very enthusiastic about it or greatly in love with it. You have to decide right or wrong. The phrase Big Apple is a nickname for America. Eat humble pie is also eat humble crow, used when you admit you were wrong. If someone is above the salt, they are of high standing or honor. Apple of somebody's eye is said about someone whom you love the most and you are very proud of. 1 sentence is not correct. It is not the correct meaning. Which one is this? Which one is that rather? Some students say second one, some say the third one. And give the meaning also. Why is it wrong? What is the correct meaning? Simply wrong, right, not I appreciate, but you have to know the exact why it is wrong and what is the correct meaning. The answer is all options I have seen. The second one is correct. That means it is wrong. The meaning is not correct. Here, the phrase Big Apple is a nickname for not America. It is a nickname for New York City. Now, New York City is in the limelight. In the US, a lot of deaths. In which city? New York City and California State. New York City, so many deaths. New York City is known as the city of skyscrapers. Now again it is in the limelight. What is the reason? A lot of deaths because of the virus outbreak. The phrase Big Apple is a nickname for New York City. Not easy to guess. And what have you learned today before I wind up the session? Blanket ban, complete ban, retaliation, counter-attack, solidarity, unity, lauded, admired or appreciated, prophylaxis means preventive treatment, hoarding, storing illegally, ramping up, increasing, run out of, to use something completely, anecdotal, not reliable, based on incidents or events, or hearsay, efficacy means what? Efficiency. And breakdown, one is stop functioning, the other one to get upset, the third one to break into smaller parts, break in one, enter by force, the other to interrupt. Apple of somebody's eye. You like someone, then you say, he is the apple of my eye. That is the expression. Eat humble pie. You say something, it doesn't come true, or you make a mistake, you have to admit your mistake. Then you say, I had to eat humble pie. Big Apple. The Big Apple is in the limelight for a wrong reason, or for wrong reasons. What is the Big Apple? New York City. To be nuts about something. He is nuts about music. She is nuts about classical music. Means what? Crazy about classical music. Above the salt, above the standard, above the honor, and of a high stature. The defense personnel are above the salt. So this is what you have learned today from the editorial and from the newspaper, new patterns, new exercises. Hope you have got enriched. Have a great day. Thank you very much. I will see you tomorrow with another editorial to enrich your language proficiency. Thank you very much.